Hi, Cancer. Happy August. So, how did y'all survive this last eclipse in your sign? Are you ready for the next two? Well, Mercury just went into retrograde today. The lunar eclipse is happening tomorrow in your 8th house, where Mars is also retrograde. And later in the month, there's going to be a solar eclipse in your 2nd house, which is what your mind has been on recently. So your personal resources, your money, your partnerships, anything that is pertaining to you and your specialty. What is the work around what you're passionate about? How does that work speak to you right now? If it does at all. I feel like some of you are going through a change. That's easy to say. Everyone's going through a change. But the fact that Mars is in your 8th house, your house of transformation, and it's Mars, your planet of action. I think now you're really starting to figure out how it is you can not use the world, but integrate yourself with the world now in a way that is productive towards your financial stability, but also your emotional fulfillment. I think a lot of you have had a hard time materializing what it is you feel it is that you are meant to do. Maybe school is taking a little bit longer than you expected. Maybe, you had some kind of financial crisis and you couldn't afford to go to school, or you lost your job, or you realize that your career that you've been in for the last 15 years is not what you really want to be doing. So now you are feeling a bit isolated, a bit confused, kind of stagnant, alone, not really knowing what you're supposed to do now, because like I said, you've had a hard time materializing what it is you're supposed to bring to the world. You know it is what you're meant to do. You know what it is that you're capable of doing, but why has it been so hard for you to bring it to the surface? And I think it's because this eclipse season, specifically this solar eclipse later on, it's really going to ask you to look at your resources again. What is it that you've been holding back about yourself? What is it that you haven't been allowing the world to see, or that you've been too, just closed off, hiding out in your shell just for protection, scared of what people might think or what they might say, or how that will affect you and how you relate to others, or how you get money from others. Maybe you think the only way to make a good living is by going by the old ways of the world, going to school, getting a job, 9 to 5, benefits, but then you just are kind of left at the end of the day feeling exhausted, feeling drained, feeling as though all of your energy should be going towards your happiness, but really you're feeding the rest of the world. You're helping the rest of your community, and while what you're feeding to everyone else is great, it's draining from you. But you are part of the collective, you are part of this earth, and you know that what you're doing is going to help. It's nourishing those others out there, outside of you, connected to you. But look at the lack of color in yourself. You have to learn to balance these waters. Where are you watering too much, and where are you not watering enough? Oh my gosh. This card has been coming up for everyone. And it's talking about the eclipse. This eclipse energy is no joke. I keep saying the same line in every reading. I keep saying this eclipse is no joke, but it's not. It's true, especially for you if it's in your 8th house. Mother of Pentacles, Daughter of Pentacles, both in reverse, but both touching the world. Again, having a hard time materializing what it is you want to bring forth in this eclipse, really bringing attention to that. Seven of Cups. Options. Or not seven, nine, I'm sorry. But still, options. The Devil. Are some of you dealing with addiction? Whether it be alcohol, drugs, tarot, caffeine, candy, sugar. Some kind of addiction. We're all addicted to something, right? Okay. So if some of you are dealing with addiction and you are spending time around people who are feeding that addiction, you need to remove yourself. Obviously, if they are not taking care of your well-being, if they are only in it because it's fun, man, you should just let loose. They're not looking after you. They're not understanding how external energy can really affect you. And whether that's internalizing other people's emotions, whether that's scurrying away from your own emotions through drugs and alcohol, suppressing some things, suppressing some feelings, not wanting to deal with it, and instead engaging with other people who are allowing you to numb yourself or allowing you to degrade yourself, make you live beneath what it is that your potential holds. Maybe, you are a very intellectual person, you're a very scientific person, but the people that you're hanging around are not fostering that type of environment for you. Maybe you're going back to addiction, maybe you're a recovering addict and you're hanging around people who are still drinking and doing drugs and it's not good for you. So what kind of environment, what type of people do you want to be around now that will allow you to transform and grow into the person that you want to become? Not only that, but how will it help you build your finances, build your personal resources? And when I mean resources, I don't just mean money. Are these people that you're hanging around someone that you can reach out to, someone that you can look up to as a mentor or as a peer, or someone that you can exchange ideas with? If not, you need to find an environment that will help you grow as a person, but also help your community grow. I think now you need help more than ever to find a place that will not only help you nurture the world, but also nurture yourself. I think you need that back and forth because Cancers have such a good skill of healing the world and healing other people, but they tend to forget to do that for themselves. Or they feel as though that they can handle, taking care of everyone and that they don't really need to take care of themselves. And so they just end up never doing it. And they also will just internalize whatever it is that other people will throw at them. So not only are you not taking care of yourself, you're also internalizing negative energy. So you're actively decreasing your life energy. So finding people who can recognize that and who can lift you up the same way that you lift everyone else up, nurturing you in those silent ways that you nurture people in those silent ways, having a mutual understanding, a mutual respect, a mutual love. A mutual exchange of energy is really what I'm thinking, but it has to be a harmonious one. I see the Nine of Cups and the Devil as maybe an overindulgence in something. Again, maybe some kind of addiction, a bad habit that y'all have picked up that you need to let go of now. Solar eclipse in your second house will make you think about that. Your health, your financial resources, your assets, the people around you, like I said. So making sure that you are aware of this, from the Nine of Cups to the Ten of Cups. Although it's still in reverse, I think maybe hang around other water signs now, like other artistic people with an artistic mindset, people with a scientific mindset, people who can see the world on a greater scale, see the world in the same ways that you do. Where can you bring your light full of rainbows and sunshine and find other people with cups full of rainbows and sunshine and exchange that energy equally, harmoniously? Find a community now where you can use your resources and exchange those with other people's resources and create more stability for yourself. Start specializing, start really focusing now, transforming your skill set, what it is you want to do. How do you want to be spending your time? How do you want to be spending your days? Is it, drinking and partying with the wrong people? Or is it creating and manifesting ideas with the right people? Where do you want to be? Which cups do you want to drink from? What cups do you want to pour into? Cancer, now is the time to not only nourish others, but it's time to feed yourselves. If you didn't do this last season during your time, now the lunar eclipse is really forcing you to do that. I think the first solar eclipse really took a toll on you guys, but it really is eye-opening now. You're seeing that the world is your oyster, but sometimes you gotta work to create that pearl, right? See the pearl? So really just decide what path you want to go on now. Is it the fun, overindulgent, instant gratification group, or is it the long-term, hardworking, emotionally connected, intuitively present group? I think you know. I mean, look, you can see it. This is what I was talking about, the draining of the energy, right? Addiction. And over here, this eclipse is going to make you think about your communities, where you really want to grow, and how you can build that permanence for yourself. Let go of that anxiety, unhealthy coping mechanisms, and really taking responsibility for your skills now, taking responsibility for what you can offer the world. Because it's not about you over-giving yourself to the world, right? It's about an equal give and take between two energies. Again, this lunar eclipse card. It's amazing how it's come up so differently in all the readings, but it's always the same. Okay, Cancer. So find that equal exchange of energy in other people. Don't over-exert yourself. Don't over-drain yourself. Think of how now you can materialize, not just by yourself, but materialize your reality with other people around you, for everyone, for you, for each other, for the world. Okay? Bye, Cancer.